So I just finished Bioshock Infinite. We now come to the end of the Bioshock series with the magnificent Infinite. My history with the game is real fucking sorry. I've played a total of 4 hours before this video, and each time I played it, I never got past the beach level. I always got there and then said, I'll get back to it later, but never touched it till I forgot about it. Finally, after sitting down for 8 straight hours, denying my body nutrients and its bodily functions, I've come to see the majesty that Irrational Games have created. Again, with some background if you didn't know, Infinite was developed by Irrational Games, who were the same studio who created the first Bioshock. It's just that they were under the 2K Boston name back then. Now they've already shown that they create a spectacular single player experience, but the question is, can they come together and recreate that magic again? The answer to that is yes. It's a Texas size 10-4. The year is 1912. An ex-Pinkerton named Booker DeWitt is sent to find and rescue a young girl named Elizabeth. The shocker is that she's stuck in a city that flies in the fucking sky. Now, how do you find this city? It's easy. You canoe your way to a lighthouse in the middle of nowhere and launch the guided capsule and pray you don't die landing in Columbia. In all honesty, the opening act is beautiful and paints a perfect picture of what the city of Columbia is like. First off, to even enter Columbia, one must be baptized and blessed. We are immediately told that a man called Comstock is the one to thank for the glory of Columbia and all its wonders. Columbia is a vibrant and colorful place. The color palette is full of yellows, greens, and reds with the saturation turned up. The lighting of the place is super bright, and some places are really washed out. It gives it some sort of dreamy vibes. It definitely feels much more like a city compared to the defunct land of Rapture. The city is a seemingly perfect place to live. At least that's what the signs placed everywhere say. And we should thank Comstock for that, the great and divine leader who has created this utopia. He teaches us that only he and the Lord can save the populace, that we must keep racial purity and not to trust the false prophet. Some real Jonestown shit, but without the suicide. But hey, he's got streets filled with shops, restaurants, cafes, and just places to hang out. We even have a couple of levels where pedestrians are hanging around doing whatever until you inevitably show them what being American is all about. Once the city starts to go to shit, it all looks more like a nightmare. Sections of the city start to fall out of the sky, street shops are completely busted open and on fire. It starts to look more akin to the Rapture we love. Despite the city falling apart, it's still colorful and vibrant. The blues and darker parts are just more pronounced. Shit is what the kids say, lit AF. Despite briefly going over the setting, a topic deserving of a full analytical breakdown, I'm gonna not, cause I don't have the talent nor the motivation to do so. Instead, I'm gonna shittily go over the story. It's good. Okay, I'll say some more. The story is beyond fantastic. It starts simple, go to place, rescue girl, and get out. Cool, but almost immediately the city labels you as the false prophet and starts to hunt you down. It wouldn't be much of a game if it was simple, now would it? Once you have Elizabeth, things start to get out of hand. You find that she has a giant mechanical fucking bird that goes through any lengths to get her back, and that she can open holes into other dimensions. The story evolves from rescuing the girl into figuring out why she needed rescuing in the first place and stop the dude who did it, Comstock. Every major plot point flows well into each other, and there's always a clear objective in mind. There really isn't any room for the mind to get bored. It kept me engaged and thinking of what would come next. The game actually has twists and turns throughout the story and not just one at the end, like the others. Everything feels deserved and not completely fucking stupid. Somehow it all makes sense. It's probably because it's paced extremely well and gives the player time to think. I'm trying my hardest not to spoil it, but man, there's a reason why it's critically acclaimed. Another reason is the improved combat. It feels more of an FPS compared to the first two. The gunplay is smooth and full of feedback. I was able to do shit like this. Take note, this is for my live stream at twitch.tv/OyasumiBenny. I'm actually kind of fucking autistic, I swear to God. game I roll. Oh! Bah! Ooh! Dude, I love that about this game. Just one tapping with the fucking revolver. What? Is there another one? Oh shit! There's no better feeling than popping heads, and with the addition of the new precision weapons, it just feels so good. We got a carbine, a sniper rifle, and
the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip.
They all sound and feel fantastic. I only dislike the red ones. If you play the game, you'll know which ones I'm talking about. They just feel so useless. The only one worth a damn is the repeater. Every other one is garbage. So what else changed? Now you could carry 2 weapons instead of having a weapon wheel. No more of the days of cycling through, it's just press 1 or 2. I honestly prefer this way. I'd rather deal with the consequences of having the wrong weapon in a situation instead of having my keybinds all cluttered and fucked up. Now honestly, every other weapon in the previous games were so useless anyway. So instead of being cluttered with a bunch of useless shit, we have this nicer, slimmer version. And it works really well. And the biggest reason why is because everything just works a lot better. The plasmas didn't get slimmer though, they got slightly thicker. We got some new ones. We got ones that shoot crows, ones that make Booker charge the enemies, and one that absorbs enemy fire and shoots it back with explosive force. We still got Electro and the Human Torch in this bitch, but the other 6 are new and unique. My favorite was the one that allowed the player to convert a turret, or with the help of an upgrade, a human to his side. Converting a human is even more fucked because once the effect ends, he does this. Are you genuinely the last one? Just kill yourself, dude. I guess it's not too different from Jonestown. One aspect of the combat that sucks is the upgrade system. They are now just static number increases again for the weapons. The plasmids have one upgrade that adds something unique to them, but that's it. Everything else is just numbers. Plus, the way you get upgrades is just buying them through a vending machine. At least they got rid of the hassle of the Atom system and the one-time use boots. I don't know if I like it better yet. It's different and less hoops to jump through, but in a way, it's less to think about and less choices to be made. I guess you gotta compromise somewhere. They didn't compromise in the art and sound design though. I've already talked a bit about the art direction in the game, but I'll say it again. The game is beautiful. Instead of walking in hallways and glass tubes underwater, we walk through streets and markets in the sky. The city is lush and filled with personality. It certainly has more than me. Everywhere you look, a storefront or porch looks back. You got the cafe, barber, or restaurant with some houses near it. It looks and feels lived in, and it's helped further by some levels having civilians in them doing their thing. The levels all flow together and seem to have their own pacing to them. It's beautiful. The sound is great like all the others. I will say that the music to this game is a lot simpler compared to the others. Like the others have grand orchestral pieces, while Infinite had what sounded like a smaller band making the music. Doesn't mean that it's bad, but it's different. I mean, it's still really fucking good like everything else about the game. So, I love this game. This is legit my favorite Bioshock game. Is it worth a 10 out of 10 though? Personally, I don't want to give a game a 10 out of 10 yet, so I'm going to chump out and give it a nice 9.7. The biggest reason for it not being a 10 out of 10 is because this shit was fucking easy. Maybe it was just my god gamer skills, but I played it on 1999 mode. The hardest difficulty possible, but I was still able to blast through most of the game. The upgrades felt lacking, the hacking system was gone and replaced with like the plasmid instead. The game is fantastic and is worth a playthrough. It doesn't matter if you haven't played the others. It doesn't even have anything to do with the other Bioshock games. There's only one reference if you want to call it that. Bioshock Infinite is a masterclass on creating a single player experience as well as creating a world and characters. Even characters to coom to. I'm sure there won't be a better game than this for a while. My Steam library is too crowded with some mediocre games. At least the next games on the list are going to be fun. I have Grow Home, some weird platformer, I think you could call it that, Super Hot, an FPS puzzle game, and The Long Dark, an open world survival game. I also rolled Terraria, but I wasn't sure how to go about it. I don't know if I should do a dog shit review for it, despite having over 200 hours in it, or just do stream highlights of me going through and beating all the bosses. I don't know, I'll figure it out, but that's for later. Well, that's from me. Good night, goodbye, and stay sweet.